A very good morning to you, South Africa. This is the South African Morning. I'm Tami Ngubeni as we keep you abreast of all the developments that are happening around the country as well as what you can look forward to. Let's take you now to KwaZulu-Natal, where the KZN government officials are today visiting the hijacked buildings in Durban. At the same time, the Democratic Alliance is also visiting the city centre. They say they are assessing the situation to avoid a repeat of the deadly Joburg fire that claimed 77 lives. Our reporter Lethiwe Mdluli joins us now from Durban. Lethiwe, a very good morning to you. We are seeing the ripple effects of the fires that engulfed that building in Johannesburg being felt in the major cities around South Africa, knowing that the issue of illegal buildings and buildings being densely occupied is definitely not unique to the Johannesburg city centre. What are you finding there in Durban?
Well, good morning, Tami. And as you correctly stated, in light of what happened in Johannesburg last week, the government here in KwaZulu-Natal is trying to get a hold of the situation. Right now, we are in the Durban CBD, where the MEC for Public Works, Siponkosi, is inspecting these buildings across Durban. I just want to show you where we are. This is one of the buildings that has been hijacked by vagrants here in Durban. And we've been speaking to some of them, and they are saying that they've been here for years. One of the ladies that I was speaking to said that she's been living in this building for over 30 years. And after the Department of Public Works bought the building, they didn't move. They do have electricity, they do have water, and she was telling me that they just want the government to help them out in finding a safe place to stay. She is saying that, I mean, they don't want to live here, but unfortunately they don't have any other choice. But I want to bring in the MEC because I want to ask him some of these questions. Why have they not acted on this? MEC, thank you so much for joining us at eNCA. I mean, this building has been here for years. The lady that I spoke to has been living here for over 30 years. Why has it taken the government so long to act regarding these abandoned buildings?
I would want to make no excuses, but the first thing that I want to indicate is that we are new in the post, and then immediately after getting briefed about what is going on in the buildings owned by the government, we decided to put aside the day and visit the buildings. So what then we wanted the media to understand and the public out there is that now we have seen for ourselves and we must go back to the drawing boards and then take decisions, because there are things that we think that would need us to do more spade work in order to address the problem. But want to assure the public and the world out there that within 2 weeks from now, we take proper decisions and then propose the way forward. But want to indicate that buildings like this, and you can see it's called the Siemens building. It was used by the Siemens during those times, because this building, according to our investigation, is that it was built in the 1890s. So there are a lot of things that would need to check about its stability and everything, and then take the decision going forward.
In light of what happened in Johannesburg, you know, the government was aware of such buildings that were there. I know that you knew in the portfolio, but the previous MEC was aware of these buildings here in eThekwini. Why haven't you acted? Why are these people still living in these abandoned buildings? It's a disaster waiting to happen.
Exactly. There's a disaster. But I can't answer for the predecessors more specifically because I've not spoken to them. Now I'm in charge of this department. That's why then I have to do my best in order to act so that we prevent the disaster from occurring here in this building.
Okay, so what's the plan moving forward?
The thing is, one, we have to go back to the drawing boards based on the information that we have acquired, and then go and plan as to how we're going to deal with this thing. But what is coming in my mind is that we will take proper decisions by making sure that firstly we repurpose the buildings and then find the way forward. And there are options that are there, and then we need to study the law and then see how we're moving forward. It is on the basis of that said that we brought the chairperson of the portfolio committee and our friends in local government, the eThekwini Metro, so that all of us as government see this and then go back and plan together.
Are you only reacting to what happened in Joburg? Were there no plans before this?
Not necessarily. I think you know that I'm in charge of 2 departments. No, I had to study what is going on in human settlements and where to address the issues there. Now, then after having resolved almost all the problems in human settlements, and we are now focusing on public works. But want to declare that when we came into the position on the 23rd of May, the head of Department of Public Works briefed me about these buildings. But after meeting the Department of Human Settlements the following day on the 24th of May, then that's why I decided that I needed to deal with the urgent issues that affected the Department of Human Settlements. Now I'm happy that everything is in place. Now I have to focus on the public works. On the public works side, we are focusing on these 5 buildings that we own.
All right, thank you so much, MEC.
I thank you very much to you and your viewers.
Okay, Tammy, so those are the plans from the Department of Public Works here in KwaZulu-Natal. They are going to be inspecting more buildings, and of course we will be with them when they are conducting these inspections. The DA also is going to be conducting their own oversight on these abandoned buildings. And we've been speaking to a lot of residents across eThekwini, just asking them why they are occupying these spaces. And the issue that we seem to be getting from them, or the answers that we're getting from them, is that they don't have proper places where they can build and have a home. So again, the government has to actually provide these people with a land to build. The mayor of eThekwini Mdluli last week did say that the municipality has been struggling for years to try and find that land, and that there's a long list of people trying to get land, but unfortunately because of the lack of land in the city, they are struggling. But of course, we will be with you for the duration of the day when these inspections are being done by the department, and speaking to more residents as well.
Lethiwe, before we let you go, timelines were pointed to. Just remind us of those timelines again, because I really do believe we're at the point where we need to have timelines and follow through on the promises that are made, so we can start seeing the progress. We know where the questions are, we know where the problems lie, but let's start tracking this now. What are the timelines that have been given to you?
Well, when I spoke to the mayor last week, he did indicate that they do not have a timeline on when they'll be moving these people. He is saying that the first priority would be those people that are on the list, that are following the law, because what he said last week was that a lot of the people that are occupying these abandoned buildings are breaking the law, and unfortunately they're not on the list. So they're going to prioritize those people first before prioritizing those people that are living in these buildings. With the MEC right now, we've heard that in 2 weeks they're going to act. So we're going to give them that 2 weeks and see what they're doing, and then come back again and ask them what are the actions that they've taken, because a lot of these buildings are owned by the government or either the municipality.
Lethiwe, thank you so much. 2 weeks it is then. We will be touching back to find out exactly what progress has been made. Thank you so much. She will continue to stay with us for the rest of today as we continue focusing on the issue of abandoned buildings and those who are homeless living in these conditions which really are not safe for them, as we have seen with these fires that took place in Johannesburg.